Scott Plex City.
Marks.
Scott Plex City.
Marks.
Scott Plex City.
Marks.
Scott Plex City.
Marks.
Hey, welcome back to another edition of Scott Plex City. Hit that subscribe button in Pank's Podcast, and then every single Wednesday you get that notification saying, hey, you, there's a new edition of Scott Plex City available for you.
Hey,
You're going to want to listen.
Hey. Hey. How you doing?
Hey, guys.
Hey. Hey, guys.
Hi,
How you doing, guys? Hey. Over here, guys. Sorry.
That's Scotty B right there.
What's going on?
I'm Scott Pank. We just had an exciting week in general for wrestling.
The
I
new
gotta
era
say,
has
though,
basically begun.
when you have a pay-per-view on Saturday or on Sunday,
Yep.
then you have Raw on Monday, then you have Smackdown on Tuesday, you get 10 hours
That's crazy, man.
of wrestling in 3 consecutive days. That's a lot of wrestling
That's a
in
lot
3
of
days.
wrestling, yes.
I love wrestling, but it is kind of hard to keep up on. I'm not even going to lie. Woo! This week was tough.
I mean, especially since we are both early risers as far as working. I mean, you right now doing what you're doing, and me, it's kind of hard to stay up late. So I got to watch stuff the next day, and hopefully I can stay up and not take a nap, and then be like, oh crap, I got to rewind this and all that kind of crap. So yeah, it's a lot to keep up with for sure.
We'll get into Battleground in a second. We'll get into Raw. We'll talk about the new Smackdown, new song, new logo, new theme. We'll get into that in just a few minutes. But first, an update on the Roman Reigns situation. We know that he was suspended for the past 30 days. He hasn't been in the company. We found out that he was suspended because of Adderall use.
So not steroids.
Not steroids, Adderall use. It doesn't sound like he had a prescription for it, because if he had a script for it, I think they would have waived that suspension.
Absolutely. You know, he would have been like, hey guys, I got a prescription for this. You're going to find it in my pee, so, you know, you can't bust me for anything. And that'd be fine. But obviously he didn't. He's abusing it, or I don't know if he was abusing it or just trying it
Thinking
and he
it to
screwed
get
up.
through the long nights they're driving, or give you energy,
Yeah.
because if, I mean,
not
he's
realizing
a big
it was one of
man.
those banned things. I mean, because there's probably a bunch of stuff that's on the list.
Right.
And that might be one of those things he didn't notice and took it, and he got in trouble.
But at the end of the day, guys, if you're taking a drug that you need a prescription to get, chances are, if you take a drug test and that pops on it, you're going to get in trouble.
Exactly.
So just be smart. They might have been, listen, I'm not a perfect angel. I'm sure half the locker room's not a perfect angel in the WWE. But at the end of the day, if you get caught because of something that you willingly took, then you got to do the time. You do the crime, do the time. It is what it is.
Yeah, we were talking before the show. You said, you know, a lot of these guys are probably taking some type of medication or something like that. You have, you know, broken bones or bruises and all that kind of stuff. You maybe need something to help you out a little bit. You're going to get a prescription from a doctor, and you're going to be okay. But obviously, if you're taking something that's on their wellness policy list and you don't have a prescription for it, you're screwed. No doubt. That's all there is to it.
Brock Lesnar, he is not going to be punished in the WWE for...
Which is strange. I'm wondering if it's just because of the fact that he's a part-timer?
That is actually... That's the reason right there. On TMZ Sports, it's crazy that TMZ is like incredible. Like, it's legitimately, it's like on top of everything.
I know. I mean, years ago, you heard TMZ. As soon as you heard TMZ, you're like, I'm not believing that. And now that's the first thing that if you hear it, it's like, oh my God, it's true.
And their turning point was when Michael Jackson passed.
Exactly.
Because they were the first ones
to break it. No one believed it when they broke it.
No, it was like, TMZ will wait. I remember waiting for CNN and everything. And
they were right.
So, according to TMZ Sports, the WWE spokesperson said only full-time WWE performers are subject to the organization's wellness policy, which prohibits PEDs. But since Brock isn't a full-time performer, he's essentially exempt.
Which I don't understand, because technically he's under contract to the WWE. So the fact that he's exempt doesn't make any sense. Someone like The Rock, that would make sense to me, because he's not under contract to WWE. He basically shows up as a favor to Vince McMahon. Brock signed contract. He's with the WWE. He's on the cover of their damn video game, for God's sake.
I didn't even think of that.
You know?
The spokesperson also went on to say that Brock has only performed 19 times in the past 3 years, where the average full-time WWE superstar wrestles more than 200 matches per year.
And he's probably making so much more money than all those guys who were wrestling all those nights.
19 matches in the past 3 years, so we'll say he's wrestling. We'll just have an easy number here of 6 matches a year.
Pretty much.
All right.
Probably less than that.
That's crazy, and I know he's getting a couple million a year here. So he's getting what, 200,000 each time he touches the ring.
Easy.
Woo! What a good payday. And then you go to UFC and bring in a few million every few
2.5 million was that
what?
fight, something like that? Maybe even more than that, was it? It's good to be Brock Lesnar.
It
It's
definitely
very good
is
to be Brock
good to be
Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. And you're away in Canada and a whole bunch of land that nobody can bother
Yeah.
you. So, I mean, Canada
You just
living is some carefree
You
living.
say Canada?
Yeah, I did. There's a
Is that a
long
word?
story behind the Canada thing.
Okay, gotcha.
I did a topic the other morning. Sometimes stuff that happens on the radio comes into my real life. I don't know why, it just happens sometimes. But there was this girl and we did a topic about, I don't even remember what the topic was, but she got talking about being stuck in with the Border Patrol at the U.S. and Canadian border.
Canadian border.
And she kept saying Canada. So it was just like...
Okay, and now I understand.
It was just so funny. So funny. It was so
That's
good.
stuff.
All right, so let's get into Battleground, and then we'll get into Smackdown and Raw in a moment here. On our match predictions, we went each 3 for 8. I
That's not
didn't
good.
even make a match prediction for one of them. I skipped right over it, so I automatically have to take that L. I can't just be like, oh, yeah, of course I would have said Sami Zayn was going to win. I don't know if that was what it was, but we'll run down the card real quick, and then after we go through the card, we'll pick right back up and we'll go to Raw and SmackDown and where things are leading. What's the next pay-per-view?
Oh, that would be SummerSlam.
Wow. Already. So we had Sasha Banks, and she had her surprise tag team partner come
Which
out.
almost wasn't a surprise. Pretty much everyone was calling it, but a lot of people were like, oh, it's never going to happen. Bayley ain't showing up. And it was Bayley.
It's Bayley.
I swear to God, that was one of the biggest pops
Right.
I have heard. If she is so over. I mean, that's another one of those things where some people were like, oh, Enzo and Big Cass, they're hot in NXT, but when they hit the main roster, they're not going to get a pop. They did.
Yeah, right.
She probably got a bigger pop than Enzo and Big Cass when they first made it.
And imagine when she actually gets rolling on the main roster.
Absolutely.
Oh,
They
man.
say this is a one-time only thing. It's probably going to be for a little while. She's probably going to go, do her
That
thing
was
in
their
NXT.
test.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
how they tested Sami Zayn like 2 years ago, but he actually ended
Sure
up getting
enough.
hurt
Yeah.
with his shoulder,
But
unfortunately?
he was actually supposed to, move up to the main roster.
But that was
before
like the
that.
test to see,
Mhm.
okay, well, let's see how the crowd reacts to him. That's almost what they did with Bayley, and I think it's fair to say she passed with flying colors.
I think she'll probably be on the main roster by sometime after SummerSlam or something like that.
I think
she'll probably
so.
have a match with Asuka, probably lose that match. Boom, she's on the next night, a couple weeks later or whatever, on Raw or SmackDown.
Because
or
she's really the only most known person on the women's division in NXT right now, because Alexa
sure.
Bliss was moved up.
Yep. Carmella, Nia Jax.
Yep. So I mean, most of the big stars, you got to have a star down there to be with them. You
Yep.
know what I mean? So Bayley, hopefully we get her, like you said, around SummerSlam time. That'd be great, right after SummerSlam. But Sasha and Bayley, they defeated the WWE Women's Champion Charlotte and Dana Brooke. Now this match, if Sasha won, she got to take on Charlotte the following night on Raw for the WWE Women's Championship,
Mhm.
which that was an amazing match. We'll
That-
get
oh
into
my
in
God,
just
yes.
a few minutes. Then, by the way, we each picked Sasha and Bayley to win that one.
Because I think we both thought probably Bayley was going to be the one that
Yep.
was going to end up showing up in the mystery
Six-man
partner.
tag team match happened. The Wyatt family versus WWE tag team champs, The New Day. And the
Did you-
Wyatt family won.
But did you see that bump that Big E took?
Yeah.
He's done that a couple of times. He's going to kill himself one of these days. It looks impressive when it's done right, but the last few times he has done that dive right through the ropes, landing right on his damn head.
Going down hard.
I cringed when I saw that. I'm like, ugh. It looked like, oh my God, he's dead.
I don't remember if this was on the pay-per-view or the following night on Raw, but Xavier Woods, he got time to shine, and he put a lot of work. I don't remember if it was the pay-per-view or not, but whatever that one match was, he really...
I think it was the pay-per-view.
It was great to see him do work, because usually he's the one...
Yeah, he's just kind of the talker and the behind-the-scenes type of guy.
Yeah, and the guy that takes the 1, 2, 3 and all that.
Kofi and Big E do all the work for the most part, yeah.
Nice to see, because I honestly really like
Xavier
Xavier Woods, and I think that... I know a lot of people are very high on Big E. I love Big E, but I truly think Xavier is the star of the New Day. He's so good on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good wrestler. You know, U.S. title, Intercontinental Championship scene. I think it's perfect right there. Like Xavier Woods and Miz feud, that seems pretty good to me.
That on the mic, that'd be great.
We also each picked the Wyatt family to win that, so we got that one correct. The United States Championship match was Rusev versus Zack Ryder. This is the match that I didn't... No, this is the one I did. The next one isn't the one that I picked. I picked Rusev and you picked Zack Ryder.
I was hoping for a win there, but it was a very competitive match. It wasn't a squash like it possibly could have been, but for what it was, it wasn't bad at all. I enjoyed that match.
It was the popcorn match of the night, but it was a good popcorn match. It was a popcorn match with extra butter.
Butter.
Sami Zayn defeated Kevin Owens.
The match of the night. That was the show stealer right there. That was so good. So many near falls and just so many, just moves that you're like, oh my God. Again, another one where Sammy almost killed himself. He did that. He was supposed to do that flip on the rope and he just went right down on his shoulder. Those guys know how to put on a show. It's crazy.
And it's great that they're still together because...
Both on Raw.
It's not dying.
Nope.
This is not
fight
dying.
Forever. Hashtag fight forever.
They're taking it to SummerSlam. That's for sure. This is a marquee event on SummerSlam here. I didn't pick anybody in that match. That was the one I skipped.
You missed out.
I definitely did. Natalie, she defeated Becky Lynch. We both picked Becky to win, but she lost. That was a great match, but it was quick. Really quick match.
But both of them are good for what they... I mean, the great female wrestlers, probably two of the best that they have on the roster. They put on, like you said, it was quick, but it was a decent match for what
Becky
it was.
They had a decent amount of time to show off on SmackDown.
Yes.
So at least they let them make up for a little bit. There was the Intercontinental Championship match where the Miz defeated... Well, it was Miz versus Darren Young, and it ended in a double disqualification. We both picked the Miz to win, So technically, we
in a way, we get
that to us.
We get a mulligan on that one because he keeps the championship.
And we were doing so bad because if we didn't take that one, we would have went 2 for 8. That's not that good.
Ouch.
Darren Young, great match. I really liked how what's his name, Bob Backlund, how he ripped off his shirt, and I liked the whole play and everything.
After he got to that, I was like, that got all really, really weird.
Snap him like a chicken wing.
Especially when Maurice slapped the guy. The guy's a former WWE. I mean, granted, he's older, probably in his 60s, maybe 70s. Gets slapped. Didn't look like that was hard of a slap. And he goes down like a ton of bricks. I'm like, dude, come on. So, that just kind of...
But I like, though, how even though they didn't give the belt to Darren Young there, I like how they didn't allow him. I like how they did the double disqualification. Yeah. They still made him look good after all this time building him up. I still think there's something there with Darren Young. I don't think they got to what his potential is. I never looked at Darren Young like he was actually somebody that could be something until now. But I do like the fact how the whole craziness type thing is kind of going into Darren Young, when he was looking at his hands,
he's pulling the same Bob Backlund stuff, so.
That was a decent match. The 6-man tag team match with John Cena, Enzo Amore, and Big Cass versus The Club. The Club is who we picked, but they didn't win. Great match, but I gotta say, when was the last time you can remember somebody standing next to John Cena and John Cena being the one that's really using them for the rub? Because there's no doubt about it, Enzo and Big Cass
are
over more than Cena
Absolutely.
is. Like, Cena does take a lot of people's, like, rub and stuff like that, but he's truly taking it from Enzo and Big Cass right now.
And that's probably one of the reasons why they put them together like they did, because, I mean, so many people boo John Cena. You put Enzo and Big Cass out there who are over as anything, you're going to get more people cheering for John Cena.
It's crazy how over they are. Love it. Great match, too.
Yeah, absolutely. That was probably the second best match of the night for sure.
Gallows and Anderson. When do you think are they going to really resonate with WWE Universe, or do you think they need more time still?
I think so. I mean, from what they're doing after what we saw on Raw, we'll probably get to that a little bit later. I think we're really starting to get things rolling with them. They're going to shine on their own without AJ Styles.
There was the highlight reel. Chris Jericho featured Randy Orton, and pretty much they teased the whole time the RKO out of nowhere is going to be coming. So really wasn't an RKO out of nowhere because we knew it was coming the whole time. But there was also the little shot about steroids that he
said
did.
Enhancement not needed or something
But Randy,
like that.
having
This
you tested
coming from a
positive-
guy who's been busted twice for
Is
the
it 2
longest
times?
part.
I knew
Twice.
it was once. I didn't know how many times it was.
So
though.
when I heard that, I'm like, of all the guys to say something like that, that was kind of stupid.
I liked how Jericho was like, "Yep, and you're going to probably get in trouble for that." And then then they showed Randy Orton in his mouth, and he's like, "I probably am."
will. He doesn't care.
Oh God,
Take
Randy
a trip to
Orton.
Viperville.
He doesn't have that much time left, anyways.
He's probably on his lap. I mean, because he came in around the same time as Cena. Cena's doing the part-time thing. You probably only got a few years left with Orton too.
But Orton, there's just something about him. I don't think he doesn't have the jetpack that Cena has right now, even though they're at the same points in their career, And then lastly here, for the WWE Championship, was a triple threat match. Dean Ambrose defeated Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. I love the part when Dean and Seth eventually teamed up and attacked Roman, and they did the power bomb and
Old school Shield.
It was a great moment, an amazing triple threat match. Gonna miss seeing all three of them together.
But you knew it was going to happen. There was no way all three of those guys were going to be on the same roster. You just knew that was going to be.
Because Dean versus Seth was really something special.
But, I mean, down the line, there's going to be stuff that's going to happen. There's going to be trades, and there's going to be another draft maybe a year later where Vince is going to come out or we got to shake things up again or whatever like he did in the past. So we'll see these guys against each other eventually. Just
They're cooling off right now.
Cool things off, and then jack it right back up again a year or two down the line.
We're going to break into Raw and Smackdown in just a second. We're not going to go over every single match that happened. We'll just do like the highlights and stuff. But some of the big stuff to take away in this new era that we're officially in is that
the
Raw,
start of the show was like the big thing.
Yeah.
And the end of the show.
The Universal Championship has been announced.
Yes.
For Raw. They don't have the title, so now they have the Universal Championship. They had a tournament throughout the night, which was
No, it wasn't a tournament. It was just two
qualification matches.
yes,
That's what it was.
Two fatal four ways.
Finn Balor defeated Cesaro and Kevin Owens and the United States champion Rusev to advance to Raw's main event. Also, Roman Reigns defeated Sami Zayn, Chris Jericho, and Sheamus to advance to Raw's main event.
And I was looking at all sorts of social media once Roman Reigns won. Everyone was on there. Oh, jeez. Yep, Roman Reigns, here, he keeps on going. They're just going to start shoving him down our throats again. It's like, we still got time. Okay, we've got the main event. Watch the whole show before you start bitching. Please. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. Start bitching after whatever happens you think's going to happen happens. If it doesn't, you look like an idiot.
Because Finn went on to beat Roman.
Exactly.
So now we get Finn versus Seth at SummerSlam for the Universal Championship. Awesome.
That's going to be so good.
We weren't calling this a week ago.
No. No one even knew Finn was going to be on the main roster
We
a
didn't
week
think
ago.
we were going to get Finn and Seth this quick.
Yep.
Dream match right here.
Awesome match.
But since they announced the Universal Championship, does this mean that there's going to be a Universal Women's Championship? Is there going to be a Universal Tag? Well, how are they going to do this here?
I would think so. I mean, they got to, because it wouldn't make any sense to have women on one roster and women on another, and
they got to be
have a
fighting
title.
for something. If
Yeah.
the champion ain't bouncing back from one brand to the other, like we
Exactly.
discussed originally, then you got to have a title on the show for people to go for, right?
It's more than likely, it looks like the Cruiserweights are coming to Raw, so they're probably going to have a Cruiserweight Championship with that. that whole tournament they've got going on the network. That's probably going to crown a cruiserweight champion. So you're probably, if you're going to have, like you said, like we said, going to have women on SmackDown, you're going to have to create a women's title for them, and you're going to have tag teams on SmackDown. You got to have a tag team title over there. Just the way it was before when they had the brand split. I mean, in other words, like you just said, it means nothing if they're fighting. You know, it's like, why are they even there if they're not battling for a championship?
Since we're getting this, getting a high volume of really good women wrestlers these days, do you think we'll see a women's tag team belt on maybe one of the brands? Not both of them, but one of them?
I could possibly see it, but you definitely need a lot more women. There's just not quite enough right now. But if they keep on bringing them in, I could very well see that happening, for sure.
Another big highlight throughout Raw was Sasha defeating Charlotte for the women's championship.
What a match, too.
Dude, like, they had like 20 minutes. They gave them plenty of time to shine.
Time.
Sasha.
And she almost pulled the big E, too, but the guy that she had, she almost landed on her head. And then Charlotte with the backflip that she did. As soon as I saw her go up, I'm like, oh, God, please hit this.
Dude, that might have been one of the best
that scared me
matches
seeing
I've
that,
seen.
too.
Like, men, women, that was like one of the best matches I've seen this year.
Incredible match.
And I love how all these new wrestlers, well, not all of them are new, but I just love the fact that everybody's really competing with one another. It's like each segment's like they thrive to be better than the last segment, and I appreciate that. We haven't seen this type of work in forever. These people are putting their bodies on the line. Sasha being champion is awesome, so now we get Sasha for Charlotte for the women's championship at SummerSlam.
Could be. They might have a rematch. That would probably be the most logical
I'm sure
thing.
that's probably going to be...
That's probably the most logical thing.
Regardless, they might have a rematch, whatever, before there, but I'm sure it's going to be at SummerSlam.
Or if not, it looks like they might be pushing Nia Jax. Because, you know, they debut her that night, and she squashes some jobber and...
Britt Baker.
Britt Baker. Baker, probably. Probably somebody from NXT that they brought up. Or either that, maybe a girl from some... Pittsburgh affiliated,
that's probably what
independent company or whatever. But you know, to start off with her on that show, it looks like they might be pushing her to be the next in line for the championship. Could be.
We also got to see the first Wyatt family member that broke free. I don't know.
Or
the first drafted free. I don't know. Well, anyways, Braun Strowman.
A new look, Braun Strowman.
He, I don't know who James Ellsworth is, but some local
He was a weird-looking dude,
yeah.
man. I mean, I don't even know why they started interviewing the guy. He's like, I'm going to get my ass kicked, and...
He did.
He did.
So he's going to be dominant force on Raw.
Yeah, he's going to be the next big monster, and then they'll probably turn him into a comedy act once he gets beat.
Right. I wonder how long they'll keep the Wyatt connection.
They didn't seem to really even talking about that at all.
So it's almost like it's gone.
So it's like, it's nothing at all, yeah.
That's pretty much all the big stuff from Raw. I mean, other than Luke Gallows and Anderson, they took on the New Day, so it looks
they
like
attacked them, yeah.
So it looks like we're going to start to get that feud going. Pretty much the whole Wyatt thing that happened and the whole final deletion. Wait, that was TNA. Wait, what was it called? But anyways, the whole final deletion thing with WWE, it's like that never existed right now.
Pretty
like,
much.
Bye, whatever.
They
didn't make any reference to it.
It's a whole new era. Everything has changed. Draft messed everything up.
Smackdown time. All right. So Smackdown starts off with a new song, new intro, new logo. Like the song,
just like on Raw.
The intro.
And well, let's kind of go back to Raw very quickly. I love the new song for Raw. I hated what they had before. Little shine down enemies. Good call.
I like hard rock in wrestling.
Yes.
Like hard rock in like grimy hip hop. That's like wrestling theme songs. Unless it's a girl, then it could be some poppy thing. But when it's not one of those two type of genres right there, I just, like if somebody comes out, like AJ Styles is kind of like a grimy hip-hop sound. It sounds dope. You got Dean Ambrose comes out to some hard rock. That sounds so good.
Seth Rollins coming out to
You know what I mean?
Rock
It just
stuff,
sounds, it's like it fits it. So I'm glad that they did that. It really sets the atmosphere. Because honestly,
I can never get really hyped for Raw. Tonight is the night. I mean, it's not
just
doing
corny.
it for me. You know, before they had like the Nickelback song. Okay, a lot of people hate Nickelback. I don't care. I like them. That song rocks.
Hey, you and TD Camp like Nickelback.
There we go. Yeah. I mean, that song really got you pumped. They had that song from Papa Roach back in the day. That song got me pumped up for Raw. They had the Union Underground song. I think that was the name of the band. Very cool. I mean, all the other stuff they had was like metal songs. And then they came out with that one. When did they start that one?
Couple years, handful of years or
I
so.
want to say like the Raw 1000, I think, is when they started using that one. And I'm like,
no, not the great show. Another great thing about Raw, actually, while we're still here, I meant to bring this up, is that the new announce team of Michael Cole, Byron, and
Corey
Graves is great. I was like, how's Corey going to fit in? But within the first minute, he's already jumping in there. He's like talking down to Byron. And
just like JBL did, so it worked out perfectly. You know,
like,
you just switched out
choice.
one heel for another heelish guy, even though Corey's kind of tweener a lot of times. He'll praise good guys at times, so he's probably I was so glad they moved him up. Hopefully he still does NXT too.
I guess he is, because they said the voice of NXT.
So because him and Tom Phillips,
they're great.
They got great chemistry.
They're getting Raw. Him and Tom Phillips will be doing Raw in like 5-10 years.
I would hope so.
I would think so, as long as they don't do nothing to mess up. Great announce team. The announce team on SmackDown sounds pretty good too.
I'm not a fan of Otunga.
I was going to say Otunga sounds just like Byron.
Yeah.
It's like a crappier version of Byron.
And plus, he's not really talking as much.
No.
It's basically JBL and Morrow.
He's not confident.
He's not really there so much.
He's got to learn how to insert himself and find a different role than what everybody else is playing.
I kind of miss Jerry the King Lawler, but it's just me. Being an 80s and 90s guy, I still am a fan of Jerry Lawler, even though he's got some corny dad jokes and stuff like that. That's still the guy that I grew up listening to and enjoying watching with the announce team, missing with JR and all that. But you got to move on, I guess. Got to go a little bit younger, so I guess they got to do what they got to do.
Right. Now, my one camera here ran out of space.
Didn't that happen last week?
Yeah, because it's an iPad and it's so dumb. I have literally nothing on there, so what I'm going to do is take this one camera that I have in my hand, I'm going to lower it. There we go. And I'm going to put it back to the angle that we used to do.
Hello there.
Alright, so all that movement. Oh, there we go. Alright, and this is great audio to listen to right here. Amazing audio. Alright, so I think we're good here.
I think we're good.
I got to figure this out. I got to figure out how to get more space, because
we didn't have that problem before. This is like the second time.
Well, it's because now we're starting to go over 30 minutes and get to 30-minute marks like really easy. It might be time to maybe start to think about opening it up, but we're going to wait. Gotcha. We're still going to wait.
Gotcha.
So let's dive into SmackDown here.
Let's do that.
Shane McMahon, Daniel Bryan, they announced a huge match while addressing the SmackDown Live locker room. And
six-pack challenge was what it was. They announced 5 guys and then said the last guy will be a part of that match will be the winner of this Battle Royal we got coming up next. Ended up being Apollo Crews.
Then that was a great match, and that happened at the end of the night, which it was Dolph Ziggler. Ended up winning.
Which shocked me. I thought it was going to be, AJ Styles, maybe Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
But
Dolph Ziggler, I can't remember the last time he won a match on this caliber. Mm-hmm. Maybe Survivor Series.
Probably.
When he did the thing with the Cena and
everybody
getting
kind of
fired.
Stuff, yeah.
But Dolph Ziggler defeated Baron Corbin, John Cena, AJ Styles, Bray Wyatt, and Apollo Crews in the 6-pack challenge #1 contender match for
the WWE Championship. I guess it's just the WWE Championship. It's not the World Heavyweight Championship anymore. I don't know.
Dean Ambrose versus Ziggler, so that's looking like we're going to get that at SummerSlam.
That is coming.
That's
SummerSlam.
what it officially is.
So
I'm not gonna lie, I honestly didn't really watch SmackDown, so I don't know the outcome.
Well, like you said, we're busy people, and you have 3 nights of wrestling. It's hard to keep up.
Because I literally watched half of the pay-per-view live, then I watched the rest of it on Monday.
Yep.
Then I watched the start of Raw, like an hour of it. Then I watched the rest of Raw on Tuesday.
Yep. Same here.
And now it's Wednesday, and I haven't been home from work, and I've been at work since like 4:30 in the morning. So.
And I watched SmackDown today, so basically everything was the day after,
Exactly.
for the most part.
We'll get it. We'll get through it.
But we're watching it.
We're doing it together. Another huge moment on SmackDown was a surprise return of somebody you would never think to see really.
Rhino.
Rhino coming back. That's
Well, he was on
surprising.
NXT. I mean, he showed up in NXT, so he's been there. And
But is he even relevant?
I think so.
The harsh reality? I don't think he is.
I think he's relevant. I mean, he got a pop. I mean, as soon as he popped, it looked like he came out from under the ring or whatever. Boom, the place popped. So I think he's still somewhat relevant. Big guy to have in there. You need names. You need faces to build these rosters up since they split them up. And speaking of that, they're adding another person to SmackDown, a name from the past, Shelton Benjamin.
Really?
So that's gonna be pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if he's past his prime, but I think he can still go. See what happens when he hits the.
You think he'll get
roster.
inserted right into the mix?
I would think so, because he's a name. You know, I think they might start him off slow, like a little feud with somebody, but I think he could be well put into like an intercontinental feud with the Miz or whoever the champion is once things get rolling with him. They've always said that he's got some of the most potential, so maybe they'll finally going to give him a shot.
Why is he not with the company?
I think he just left. I think they let him go years ago. You know, and
Just wasn't working?
Yeah, probably budget cuts and stuff
Okay.
like that. The way things are, you know, just like radio and many other businesses.
Right? No, that's true.
Things happen. Unfortunately, it sucks.
Becky Lynch and Natalie had a great match.
Awesome.
They
great match.
didn't have time on the pay-per-view, but they gave them time here
They
on
gave him a good 10,
SmackDown.
15 minutes on that show.
I gotta say, Becky Lynch, she's amazing.
She's awesome.
It's unfortunate that she can't be in the mix with Sasha and Charlotte.
But you never know if they start another title.
But
on
she would be the
SmackDown.
one to get it.
She'd probably be the one to get it. I
Alexa
would think.
Bliss being on
She-
SmackDown is great. I'm
Mhm.
not saying that she's going to get the title over Becky right now, because Becky or Natalie.
Or Natalie. Or
Are
Natalia, whatever you call
they
it.
start off, if they bring a new women's title in. If they do, it'll probably be something after
Just as long as you
SummerSlam.
don't put it on Eva Marie first, even though she looks good.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my God! When she made that entrance, they
That was
did
one
the
of the things
overblown
that she-
entrance, but I was like, whoa.
I'm watching the clip and I'm like, I'm watching it at my desk and I see her and she like opens up her little like cape and I'm like, holy crap! Like I just said it out loud. Like, oh man, nobody come over here and ask me to stand up and come here because I can't stand up
No,
right
I
now.
can't stand up right now. That's
Wow.
yeah.
She's
All read
a looker.
everything. She looks good. She still needs work in the ring, but yeah,
I don't
damn,
need
she
her
looks
as
good.
much as I used to because I know that she's been.
She was
putting
working hard in
work. Yeah.
NXT. You know.
And that one show they had on NXT or maybe it's Total Divas. I don't know. One of the shows her like really trying.
Oh, yeah,
so
the
she
Total
wants
Divas
it,
was
and
that,
I
yeah.
respect her,
Mhm.
even though she has alternative motives and
Yeah.
she's gonna be gone in a while. But at least she's trying to put in the work.
For
you know?
sure.
Randy Orton, he interrupted Miz TV. Miz was interviewing himself, the greatest guest of all
And she was
time.
playing with himself, as Orton said.
That's what he does there. And Randy Orton came out, then they eventually went on to have a match, and it wasn't for the Intercontinental Championship. It was a warm-up match, a match to get off the ring rust, so to speak, as Randy would say.
Yep.
Pretty good match.
I enjoyed it.
There's just something about Orton that I just don't like.
He's I don't know. I'm kind of warming up to him. I've never been a huge Orton fan, but I think it's the whole RKO out of nowhere thing, and he's kind of really warming up to that even more. I think that's what I kind of like. You know, it's just like you never know what's coming, blah blah blah, and he's more playing to the fans. I like him more as a heel.
I do like him more as a heel
one of the
too.
best heels around, but sometimes when he's a bit of a goofy baby face, he's not so bad. And I kind of like what he's doing right now. So I'm kind of warming up to him a little.
All right, well,
We'll see what he does against Mr. Brock Lesnar.
what do you think your early prediction is for Randy Orton versus Brock?
Oh, Brock's gonna kill him.
Does it look like it's legit? Are they building it good right now?
I think so. I mean, we're gonna have Brock on Raw on Monday. That's definite. So they'll build it there. It's kind of weird since they're not on
I
the
was
same
gonna say,
show.
so do you expect to see Orton run in on Raw and maybe Lesnar run in on SmackDown?
I think that's a good way to, maybe the last either Raw or SmackDown before SummerSlam. That would be a great way to really boost up the match.
Now let's say you only have one time you can use Brock Lesnar before SummerSlam. Do you have Brock come in on Raw, or do you have him come in on SmackDown?
Well, he's coming in on Raw this Monday, so I would say he's already doing that one. Have him come in on SummerSlam. Have him make it like this, come out of nowhere and F5 Orton. Something you're not expecting to happen.
Yeah.
Because you need something. Because as far as like Raw and SmackDown went for like their first kind of, I guess you want to say head-to-head in a way, I think Raw blew SmackDown out of the water.
Oh, I would say so.
You need something big to happen on SmackDown, and something like that would be huge. Alright, so I do give the advantage to Raw first week. The matches on Raw were about the same level as the matches on SmackDown. Mm-hmm.
Great matches on both of them. But the thing that really put Raw over the top for me was the announcing.
I will agree with that.
The announcing was the best I've heard on Raw in a long time. Corey Graves.
Breath of fresh air.
Fresh air. Michael Cole really kind of just stayed in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And Byron was the face. It was like, even though there's times where everybody's a tweener,
yep.
But for the most part, Corey was the heel, Byron was the face, Cole was just calling the matches.
Calling the matches it goes, yeah.
I dig that.
I like that. I don't like so much the fact they went back to that, putting the announce table like right at the stage.
Oh, I forgot about that.
They did that years ago when they did their initial brand
That's
split.
how WCW used to do it,
yep,
too.
Mm-hmm. I don't like that. I like it right at the ringside and stuff like that, but they want to be a little bit different for each. Okay, I understand.
Where's the announce table for SmackDown?
Same place it always was, right at ringside. So I guess the way it is to be different for the two brands, that's what they did.
What, you think Raw headed up better of the shows this week?
For sure. Especially with the whole Finn Balor thing. I mean, I don't think anyone really expected that. Like I said, I mean, once Roman won that second Fatal 4-Way, everyone was saying, well, here we go. It's going to be Roman versus Seth at SummerSlam. Like, you don't know that yet. I mean, there was talk that once Finn hit the main roster that he was going to get the push of a lifetime. I think it's starting right now.
Yep.
But plus also the fact Roman screwed up like he did. Maybe had he not, maybe he would be going to SummerSlam. 3 straight clean losses for Roman. Money in the Bank, then Battleground, then the next night on Raw to a guy who just started on the main roster. I think he's a little bit in the doghouse.
Someone's in the doghouse. And real quick before we close this out, Cruiserweight division will be on Raw, so we'll probably get a Cruiserweight title eventually there. And Paige is still together with Alberto Del Rio. She posted a picture.
Yeah, I
and
think
she
he
said,
did too.
My papi.
I don't get that relationship. I guess it's just the fact that I watch Total Divas. Yes, I'm a guy. I watch Total Divas. Basically, because it's a wrestling show.
And the girls are nice to look at.
Exactly. And the fact that she was with that tattooed rocker guy, you think
it's just
you see
opposite.
him, and then you see Del Rio, and you're like, that's no. What? I just don't get it.
You know how sometimes like the saying is whatever, like, oh well, he turned her like gay, so now she just likes girls because that relationship or whatever. You know how people say all that stuff. Well, maybe she's like, well, now
these tattooed rockers are a-holes, so I'm going to go after somebody. Yeah, go to the pretty boys, yeah.
You turned me into a pretty boy. So,
very well could be.
Because that one last guy that she did date was a baby.
Yeah.
He made guys look bad.
Yeah. Of course, it might have been just for the show, but, really, yeah, he was just...
Yeah, he made us look bad.
He was a wuss.
Let's just be real. He made us look real bad out there. So, that's it for this edition of Plex City. And did we miss anything?
I don't think so. I think we nailed down the meat and potatoes of this whole thing.
You can get at me on any of the social medias at Scott Radio. Scotty B, how they get at you?
You find me on Twitter at ScottyB1976. I'm on Instagram, ScottyBizzle76, and you can find me on Facebook. Just look up Scotty Lane. That's Scotty with an I-E, not a Y.
Also, spread the word along about the show. Tell your friends about it. Tweet at us. Enjoy. Hit that subscribe button, Panks Podcast, and you're notified when Plex City drops. Also officially named the other show called It's Not That Serious.
It's not that serious.
It's not that serious. So you get that too every single week. So enjoy Scott Plex City. Scott Plex City.
Scott Plex City.
Scott Plex City.
Marks.
Scott Plex City.
Marks.
Scott Plex City.
Marks.
Scott Plex City.
Marks.